A 16-year-old boy ran into a store and stole $150 from the cash register, and he ran away, and he was threatened by his brother to do so. And now he is in prison with a 10-year sentence for a crime that he did not on his own, but he was threatened to do. And he didn't have any weapons or anything, and he was unarmed. And now he's convicted as an adult for a crime he didn't do. So if you listen to me, I'll help you redeem the lives of juveniles. It could be a loved one, it could be a future child, and it could be a friend. And with all my research and my prior knowledge about the juvenile justice system, I'll be a good candidate to talk about this because I know what's going on with the juvenile justice system. So I'm going to explain to you about how Proposition 57 will affect California as a whole. And I'm going to talk about how just the thought of Proposition 57 has already affected the juvenile justice system in Obama's presidency. So the three things I'm going to talk about is just the different eras, how the juvenile justice system already had a dramatic change, and just with the Proposition 57, it'll be more beneficial. So I'm going to talk about how the juvenile justice system was between 2008 and 2010. Secondly, I'll talk about how the juvenile justice system was between 2011 and 2012. Then lastly, I'll talk about how the juvenile justice system was between 2013 and 2016. So first, between 2008 and 2010, nearly over 200,000 juveniles were convicted as adults in prison for no apparent reason. A vast majority were them for nonviolent crimes, so they didn't have any weapons with them, they didn't have anything, but they were just thrown in prison, just to be thrown in prison. And in the year 2009, Patrick R. Kelly, Attorney General, writing for the California law justice system, said that that the prison was operating about 200% of their legal capacity, which is bad for our taxpayers because we're paying double the amount of what we should have, and that's just bad for us as our economy in California. It's just bad in general for the juveniles in there for no reason, and for us. And since taxpayers were in a budget crisis that time, so we're paying approximately $250,000 annually for juveniles that were in prison for no apparent reason, and they were just thrown there just to be thrown there. They didn't have court hearings, they were just sentenced there, and that's it. So the second thing I'm talking about is how it actually got better between the different years. And between that year, only 120 juveniles were actually arrested, so that's way better than how much it was in the previous years. And another Attorney General, Kamala Harris, writing for the 2012 edition of California Juvenile Justice System, said that only 3/4 of juveniles that were tried as adults were convicted, so that's only 75% of juveniles out of the 120, and that's way better than nearly almost 100% of them that were convicted. And in the year 2012, Kamala Harris also said that we were only paying as taxpayers $179,000 annually for the juveniles in prison. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is how the juvenile justice system was at its best peak in the Obama presidency, which is up to now 2016. So in the 2015 edition, Kamala Harris also wrote in the California Juvenile Justice book that in that year only 71,000 juveniles were arrested that year, so it's just going better and better. And if Proposition 57 passed, you guys could already know that's going to be best. It's going to be best for the juveniles because they're going to have rehabilitation centers. They're going to have community centers that they could go to instead of committing crimes on the street. And within bad neighborhoods, they're going to have centers, more YMCA centers, more Boys and Girls Club, just to benefit us. So I talked to you guys about how the juvenile justice system was in 2008 and between 2010, and then I talked to you how it got better between 2011 and 2013. And lastly, I talked about how it was the best between 2014 and present. So me already knowing, have prior knowledge from having family members that have been to this, just researching before I went to this class, that you guys could listen to me because I was able to give you guys the knowledge that you guys could obtain to go vote on November 8th and make your own decision. So back to the 16-year-old that was actually convicted as an adult. He is now 22 and he only had 4 more years of his life sentence, but he started to get involved with gangs and stuff. But since his crime was petty, he didn't have the authority to be an actual criminal, so there's a plan to kill him because he was an actual criminal. Within only 4 years left, time was going by, he was so excited that he was about to be done, but the plan was successful and he was killed with only while he completed more than half of his prison sentence. And that's why I'm saying juveniles shouldn't just be in jail because they committed one crime, that they're in jail for a reason, not just for a little reason, and being killed for not having an actual reason being in prison is not a good way to control the juvenile justice system in California. Thank you.